Hey guys, I want to welcome you back into my YouTube channel, and as always, if you like today's video, please make sure to like, rate, and subscribe. Every bit of feedback helps me below, and today's video is one that I wish I didn't have to make, but I do, and I'm fortunate in the position that it's not going to hurt me to make it. Recently, as you all know, I'm a sealed collector of Pokemon products, of all sorts of collectibles and products. And, one thing that when we buy these things, we buy them with trust, especially in the secondary market, that they've not been tampered with or anything like that. Now, so often that doesn't end up being the case. Recently, I purchased a Pokemon Legendary Collection pack. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a very expensive pack. These typically go for around $180 to $200. I ended up finding this one on Mercari for $140, and I grabbed it with the opportunity. I was going to let it sit in my collection for a while. Probably keep it. I'm not big on Legendary Collection or the cards that come in it outside the Charizard, and even then, I don't really like it. I've never been a reverse holo guy, and that was kind of the sell with Legendary Collection. They had these reverse holographic patterns, and it was the first set that featured it. There was reverse holographic Dark Blastoise. The Charizard is probably the chase card from that set, but these were all very popular cards, and for some reason, the set itself has been very expensive. I think it was one of the last ones that Wizards of the Coast printed, and it only features Gen 1, so I think that has a lot to do with it as well. But these sets, they're very expensive. With that being said, I found the pack for $140 on Mercari. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mercari is a very similar site to eBay. You could sell a lot of things that the fees are a little bit more manageable. It doesn't have quite the reputation as eBay just because it's working that way, but Mercari has genuinely been a very reliable source for me. I've never really had trouble with any of that. So whenever I bought this pack, I was a little bit curious because, first off, to me, sometimes rule of thumb really is if it seems too good to be true, often it is. That ended up being the case with this pack here. I got it. I saw the pictures first off in the listing. It looked like it may have been resealed, but the packs, like I said, the seller had about 120 or 140 5-star feedbacks. Had one that said the pack seemed searched. So I decided to go ahead and give it a try anyway. So when the pack came in, I immediately knew that it was resealed in some capacity. You might be able to see it a little bit here. There is a bit of a gap right here in the top. This gap right there, and then just kind of the ultimate telltale sign is right here in this flap. It is glued. It's re-glued. You could tell that it's definitely been resealed. It's been tampered with, searched in some capacity, and just you can see the overall top. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be much more similar to the bottom, and it's not. So it's kind of telltale right there. So for me, I immediately filed an action, and the seller he didn't really even put up a fight. He was willing to give a refund, and Mercari's going to go ahead and issue a refund to me. So, and that kind of brings me into my next topic. For those of us that are sealed collectors, it's so important to make sure that we buy these things through reputable sites like Mercari and eBay, those sites that offer buyer protection. Obviously there's got to be seller protection too, but buyer protection is so key, especially in this market, especially for stuff like this. These sort of collectibles, these are a lot of money. $140 isn't cheap by any means. That's a week or two of groceries, and there's a lot of things you can do with that money. So it's kind of disheartening, and it's unfortunate that that's part of the market, but it is something that we have to deal with as a collector and collectors in general. These are the issues that we run into, and again, it's just very unfortunate. But as always, you see these sort of things pop up on Instagram or Twitter or different sites like that, Facebook, Marketplace, where people will sell sealed product, and they can get away with different things like that. You still have some protections like PayPal or different things like that where you can file claims and get your money back, but you don't have that ultimate seller protection. It's unparalleled as to what you get on eBay and even Mercari, and I'm very glad this is the first time I've ever actually had an issue like that on Mercari, and they were pretty responsive. They hopped back in, and they got all the proof necessary to do their due diligence and kind of come to a quick conclusion. So I was very encouraged by what I saw there. But again, you guys, just a couple rules of thumb. If it seems too good to be true, so often it is, ask for as many pictures as possible, and just always try to make sure that before you buy sealed product, do it with some sort of protection, some sort of parameters in mind, or just do it from somebody that's reputable. I know the E4 forums on Pokemon, a lot of people there. There's a lot of trusted sellers, and there's a lot of YouTubers that are really trusted sellers that you can contact. But just make sure that whenever you're buying stuff like this, especially if you're spending a lot of money, that you're getting a legit product, that you're not getting ripped off. Because again, that could have been $140 left down the drain. There's some pretty nice Pokemon cards. Some other sealed product that you could buy for that, and you'd be out that money. For a lot of people, they're allotted so much a month that, they're on a fixed income. And some people, $140 is all they might get to spend in a year, or with some long interval of time. But again, if you like today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any tips on how to avoid these sort of things, please make sure to drop a comment below. And maybe we can kind of create a discussion on these sort of things. Because again, nobody wants to see this happen. Nobody wants to be in the market to where they're getting ripped off, and nobody wants to lose their money. If we can keep this community as safe in a sense as possible, and share that wealth of information, it helps people get the products they want without facing these issues. Once again, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe below and share it. Everything you guys can do for me, any kind of feedback, anything you can do always helps the channel. Again, I'll see you on the next one.